What is that? We're going to see Bedlam here at Don't Park on the Grass 2018. 4 of these bad boys and 2 of us as we're going to get started here with the game. Umbri pushing on up. They get full control, but getting put back. Yes! I love it. Dredgelords coming back in the middle of it. What is happening?
All right. This is
a scandal.
Will someone please look up the definition of collusion for me?
Where's the Wikipedia article for this scandal? Umbri pushing past the bridge. We're getting it in a 1. I can't tell what's happening in front of me, 9.
You know what's really annoying about this? Splashdown is really good on this map.
This isn't a Kotaku article. I see a Kotaku article named this already. Suki here, middle of the map. Tries to get another one. Guys get dazzled there. That's Dredgelord taking control of the zone. And despite everything, 9, this is a close game. This is still a close game. And that's a slam dunk. Marsh looking for this. Oh, my goodness. Stop. That was a coordinated bit if I've seen it. But fortunately enough for Dredgelord, they're going to be able to take control again. But unfortunately, your shots don't mean anything against 4 Brellas with their Brellas up.
I'm going to need something else in this cup.
Yes. That is what is needed here. That is a loss of control. Blues Krews, surprisingly, we should note, their only take on zones stacked up to a 3-point penalty.
Yeah, that did not last very long, and they still don't have it. Marsh going to be forced back here.
Wasn't this their idea?
It was. I won't say it was a good idea, but it was theirs.
There's, funnily enough, a lot of things Marsh does that might not seem like good ideas, but they end up being good ideas.
I heard a scream from across the room. If you cannot tell by now, we have given up all semblance of legitimate commentary here. There is not much to say. Umbrella Shield's either up or it's down. Someone is splashdowning every 3 seconds.
They were just trying to get to the ground, and they still got splatted midair. Splashdown coming on in Marsh. We were trying to get his angle in as soon as we do. I feel like every time we do that, it's just a splashdown in our face.
There is no... I like the use of overhead cam here because there is no way to actually... Oh, Umbre, don't do this. Don't do this. I
don't know.
Never mind.
No,
Umbre,
okay.
in the play of the century, opts to let the opponents run to zone and take it quickly. Keeping himself in the back, getting taken out very quickly. He was not smiling at it, guys. I'm sorry.
Surprise. Suki here. Bottom of where I think the middle of the map is. I sometimes have a hard time telling with all the paint getting thrown around left and right. This has actually probably been one of the most entertaining things I've commentated in my life.
Something that's even more annoying about all this is that's a huge zone, and there's so many mines up there. There's so many ink mines that you just can't do anything about.
And we somehow got past 8 of them, and this still happened 9. I'm still in front of you commentating over a game that is finishing with Dredgelords.
Sweet, merciful baby Judd. We're finally done with this game.
You know, but that being said, we just saw some top-tier quality play here.
Did we?
At 9, I see you aren't a man of class. This is exactly what the chef ordered.
Okay, count them up, everybody. 5, so that's 20 on one side and 23. 20 and 23 splashdowns, respectively. What did I do?
Articulate some of the actions that took place in front of me. We've seen an all-Brella matchup happen here in Game 1 of Grand Finals. Someone plug in their headphones to cause reverb in the room. And players bickering about who does who and when did what. But 9, I wonder if we'll ever get a sane moment in this game or set.
I got to recover from that. I have ascended is all I will say.
Cheers to
cheers
that.
indeed.
Yeah. Well, okay. Well, let's reel it back in, right? This
Sure.
has been a lot of hectic play. We've seen some jokes, some gists, but we will see.
Okay, so it was, we can now confirm that it was a headset being unplugged and the Switch trying its best, but that's what happened. And it got louder and louder and louder. So
I think it was a knockout. We think it's a knockout. Last time we checked, it was a knockout. But
oh, that's the best. That's great. Knockout, did anyone really win or did we win?
Yeah, I think it was all a collective group win.
I think it was. Imagine we're probably going to go to something more seriously now. I can't be sure. Tower control, humpback, pump track. If we do get our normal weapons here, Umbre, is going to be breaking out that blaster. Marsh is still smiling. I don't like that.
Y'all, regardless of the result, I love this grand finals. Absolutely love it. Thank you for tuning in, y'all. This has been a great one.
This is one for the record books.
Yes, it really is. Tower.
What? I can do nothing for you, son.
All right. Tower control. We've got tower control. We've got humpback pump track. 9. Is this going to be as hectic, out of control? Maybe not in the same vein as Game 1, but is it going to maybe rival that in terms of like a big picture thing, right?
On paper, the answer to that is going to be no. But I think that, this will tell us a lot about how these teams are able to come from a silly set and then get back into that serious mode. So we'll see. I say that right as he dabs at me, so maybe there isn't any seriousness in this set. But, of course, on this map, long-range weapons have a good time as we see some serious stuff. But, Umbre is going to be the big player here, of course, anytime you have a blaster. I think this is one of Explosher's best overall maps, too, just because of the angles that it can play and the spots that it can pressure center from. So those are really going to be the two big players to watch. The big answer is really going to be, though, will the snipes continue? I think that anytime you have tower control and you have a sniper, if that sniper is on, you are automatically at an advantage.
Right, but how on your sniper can be is also the asterisk point kind of to that, the terms and conditions is your front line is winning. Your front line is able to put up some measure of ink in front of you so that you have a nice, typically mostly your color. Oh my goodness, what?
The world's strongest rain just happened.
Torrential downpours here. Meep.
We are in Seattle.
True, and it's been raining all weekend. Meep coming in the middle. No one really going for the tower too much. More so a fight of whether we can stay up long enough to live and also get the control around the tower, get the ink around the tower. We haven't seen that too much in Dredgelords' favor for this game, and it's going to start off with Krews at the start of it. Nezzy with a nice ink kick in the flat there.
Ooh, that one.
Was close, yeah.
Grazing the hair, and that's going to be a full wipe now. They were able to get around. And this part, I think, is honestly pretty easy to push from. If you've gotten to that checkpoint, generally it means that you'll have pushed past, and you can pressure their plat and walk to this second checkpoint. This is where things can slow down, but those are some timely, well-used bubbles there from Marsh. He's going to walk this up even further. And things are starting to look ugly. Dazzle has come over to help. This baller is going to get blown up. Oh,
Sug has been was alive for so long, and unfortunately during that whole time wasn't able to get the help from their teammates they needed. And oh my God, the Kobe on that one. That's going to be the end of that. And a 1-1 set to start off grand finals, with Blues Krews taking the lead there in that game.
Well, we talked about the Explosher being powerful there, and you saw there's just no place that you can really hide there. The plat is wide open and very easy. You see only 5KA there for Marsh, but the Explosher really does set that up and make that possible. And at the bottom there, 0 and 0 for Meath, not able to stay alive, and that's how you pressure a sniper. You have a weapon that forces them off their block. You get some more attacking on them, someone either running up, throwing a bomb, whatever it may be, and you make that job difficult.
Indeed, they made it difficult, and well, our eyes are on that. I mean, how long can you keep that X Factor alive is something that'll be incredibly out of their interest, especially on something like Rainmaker Ink Block.
Yeah, there's a good and a bad here. The rough thing is, of course, this is Rainmaker. Marsh being a member of Hive and former member Umbre. Know that. Who do you seed? Oh, where's AC? Headphones.
excuse it.
Okay,
Excuse
but in
our
any
language.
case, to get back what I was saying, it's Rainmaker, and I believe Umbre was telling me that every Rainmaker game they had ended in a knockout. This is clearly a mode they're very strong at, but it is Inkblot Art Academy Rainmaker, which is the
Yes.
most linear and un-Rainmaker of all Rainmaker modes. So you do get the opportunity to kind of slow things down here, play a little defensively, and we
Sure.
saw in earlier sets that the team that goes out to the lead first, especially if it gets into the 30s or the 20s, can kind of just sit back, rest their laurels a little bit, and play defense, have respond to the opponent's specials rather than forcing the issue. So this might be a map where they're able to do that. You won't see as many Rainmaker shenanigans as you do on other maps, where you can rotate left, rotate right. But the one thing about that, with all that said, the caveat is still that plat is very, very easy to pressure, and when you have someone who is willing to pick up the Rainmaker very quickly like Marsh, that becomes a devastating pressure tool and weapon. It allows you to move your people up and attack. You still have to defend well. Just because it's easier to defend does not mean that it's always easy. So.
Yeah. So we'll see how it pans out. You noted Marsh as the person to kind of pick it up, and I definitely was going to point out that, yeah. And regardless of everything we've said, Marsh can kind of do some, just kind of throw all paper, pen, and plans out the window and figure out a way to do it on the fly. So we'll see how that holds up, expectations versus reality. As we have this game started, Dredgelords taking a start on this one, prioritizing Rainmaker, and in that will lose a member right off the bat. Unfortunately, Meat not able to make that snipe. Will slow them down, but not quite enough. Gets them with a casual jump shot there, though. That's not too bad.
Yeah, that's a way to start off after a rough last game. Meep getting 2 incredible shots there. And that's what you need to do. If you had a rough last game, just get yourself into it nice and early. Clean it up, get yourself psyched.
With 2 quick ones. We have Marsh here on the right side of the map, looking to at least super jump in towards the Rainmaker. They do have a play to make here, but that Rainmaker is going to, just barely getting that Rainmaker in time, but will he be able to make it out? And no! The answer to that, with a ball in your face, right with your back against the wall, the answer is going to be no.
That was exceptionally timed, too, because Rainmaker will break a baller even at full health if it's a full blast. So to be able to time the invincible frames on that explosion, great. And Dazzle going to do some damage before being taken out there by Meep. But, this is how this map tends to work, right? I mean, it seems like neither side has really been able to get a ton of grit. But I will say right now, Dredgelords have not even had a presence in the middle since the start of this game. So first, taking out this Rainmaker is good, but they have to find a way to keep their frontliners alive in front. And you saw there, Suki immediately went down to Nezzy. And we do have Squip there, but Squip's now going to be alone because an Inkjet was what opened that up.
Yeah, we're seeing a little bit of difficulty here, but if nothing else, the shred of optimism here I think we see from Dredgelords is that while they haven't been able to advance past the middle of the map, they've been holding their ground up until this point. We'll have to see if that holds up. That Rainmaker, exactly as you said, is going to eliminate that bubble, and that is going to be the end of that defensive effort, as it seems like they're going to be able to push up the wall and get this Rainmaker moving, but that will depend. Will they be able to get Squip onto it? Yes, Squip able to get with that Luna Blaster of his. Maybe the Rainmaker popped, but behind him lay a surprise Suki, though, able to help cover the patches there, and now waiting for everyone to super jump on in, get their say for a second, and then move on up. Hopefully Suki having a dip dive and unfortunately not avoid the hands of Umbre as we look to maybe reset this one back to the middle of the map.
It's worth noting again, they got a 4-down situation, 3-down situation, and they still don't have a ton of presence in the middle, and the attack is still ongoing here. Are able to take out Marsh's. Meep desperately tries to avoid the most powerful rain, but still they're just finally now getting a little bit of presence in the middle. But that's, that's what you get when you have a number of dualies, when you have quick respawn. You're always able to at least keep some sort of presence in the middle, and the Rainmaker still has not advanced past the center of the stage. We have 2 minutes left.
2 minutes left, and a fadeaway bomb onto Umbre is what is the call here. Marsh once again with that Rainmaker and looking to get his fingers closer towards that 54-point marker and beyond. Nezzy here to the left side tries to win the 1v1. Was close to it, but will maybe go down and the baller that run around them. And no, it's going to be the ensuing support from PK and the Inkjet that follows it up. Looking for at least one player towards maybe a wall here or there, but might have missing something or two and decides to head towards the middle of the map before maybe getting called out by Marsh in the end. And finally pulling that last one out.
This is a good opportunity. Finally, a full wipe. This is the only chance they've had. Suki's going to have to come up and is going to need to make a huge
that
play.
Ink Storm is big.
That was the strongest raid, I'm telling you. This is a pretty good look for them here. That did slow them down a lot, and Umbre is going to go ahead and get the punishment there. I think Suki had to come back here and clean that up, meaning that he's just barely taking the foot off the gas. Being in that position is going to make getting back into the action rough, and you see Nezzy is able to punish based on that. Squip is going to go ahead and get that, but Marsh more than happy to grab it and run it as far away, even on a solo mission.
Score's close, but it certainly doesn't feel like it here, right? In terms of overall, it definitely feels like Blues Crew is definitely carrying the momentum of this game. But again, it doesn't matter. We have 35 seconds left, and the push you get in this time is the only thing that has to matter. Dredgelords have had stellar defense all game and have been able to assemble their specials and manpower in a way to be able to prevent this offensive from Blues Crews to make any dents lasting. But will they be able to pick up the Rainmaker in time? 15 seconds left to go in this one. Rainmaker pushing and popping and really just biding time for all Marsh cares, but will that be enough? Fizzy Bomb comes their way, and I believe, that might be give them and buy them a little bit of time. If Squid's able to get the last kill, no, does not happen just there. They should be able to pop the bubble if nothing else. No, does get taken out in the meantime. There is a, Splashdown comes out in time. Do they get the Rainmaker in time? No. That's going to be Suki with the Rainmaker, but surrounded by yellow, and that's going to be the game by Blues Crews hopping on in and taking what is rightfully theirs. Game 3 for Blues Crews. Now, I'm curious on seeing these totals coming on up and how these played out. Okay, roundabout effort for the most part from Blues Crews, top to bottom, just doing covering all their ground. Nice, a day's work in the life of a Blues Crews veteran.
Yeah, and as a Blues Crews member, I can tell you they've been practicing hard for this.
Yes.
Yeah. It was all yellow. That's really the summary of the song lyrics that would summarize that game. Just too much control in the middle. It took a full wipe situation for them to finally get a push onto the opponent's plat. And even that, they kind of stubbed their toes by getting taken out really early on. And an unfortunate circumstance that really didn't need to go down the way that it did. But I think they could have probably taken the lead off of that. Remember, 54 was the winning score, I believe?
Yeah.
And that's not very far on that map. So I think it shows that they can at least play defense. They can keep a game respectful and keep it close. But they're going to need to do a little bit more than that because, again, we said that was a very linear map. There's not a ton of ways to play it. It's very straightforward. All these other maps and modes are going to allow for more creativity. And
yeah, especially the one coming up next. Clown Blitz, Kelp Dome. I think we're seeing some action come up here between the two sides as we look ahead of the set. Of course, we're guaranteed a Game 5 for sure. So we'll be seeing Clan Blitz on Kelp Dome and Splat Zones. There we have two maps with action going left and right, bouncing back and forth. And if these teams have their way, it will probably be a game of inches. But we'll see if Dredgelords picks up from being a team of mostly defending, playing to stay in the game, and more so playing to really dominate and win these games.
You know, thinking on it now, Kelp Dome Clan Blitz is really a difficult map to score on, I would say. But you can get kind of creative with how you opt to do it here. So, I don't know. Like, it is one of the maps where it can be difficult to score at times, but when you jump into a baller, there are ways to get a baller around there. You can have someone sneak around. You have to kind of use a little bit of, I guess, subversion if you want to score here. So it looks like we will be working on some audio for some of the teams. As we will probably let the timer run down on this. Again, Don't Park in the Grass Grand Finals 2018. We got Blues Crews on one side. We have Dredgelords on the other. You're probably familiar with both of these teams by now. But hard-fought way to get here from Dredgelords. They, of course, came up to losers' side. I don't know exactly when they got knocked into losers, but they have been moving it around here. They're going to try to knock it out, but unfortunately it's knocking it out on Clan Blitz, which is a real pain to try to do. But they will attempt to do that right now as we do get this audio system synced up a little bit. There are some fun shenanigans that you can pull here too. You can, of course, throw clams from that central cross area full-on mid, just jump up, toss it, a full Aaron Rodgers pass, a Kobe, a yeet, whatever you want to call it. But it does take some doing getting in there. I love it when teams will sneak a flank on the bottom of your screen that you can see right there on those grates and sneak a jump into that. Otherwise, it can go very slow. There's really only one way to get there, and that way typically is right through that front door that you saw a lot of pressure coming on there. Teams can kind of be, I don't know, they can be a little bit turtly on this map. Because it's Kelp Dome, it's so difficult to push through, to take a lot of map, and as the map goes, so do the clams. But,
As it be.
this could all be hearsay. You never know.
It's, you know, that's what commentary often is just hearsay, and then we just wait for
We
all
hope
our
that some of
plans.
the things we get right. Or,
It's like playing the lottery.
yeah, it is playing the lottery where winning just is expected of you. That's what this is. This is playing the lottery where people expect you to win and be right.
And it's, you know, when you get lucky, it feels great.
Yeah,
It's very similar to lottery, but we'll,
gotcha games.
yeah. We're getting into this one. Game 4, Grand Finals, Blues Crews looking to keep up this momentum in a interesting map mode combination. And Dredgelords in a position to reel this one back and take right by the horns here. As we see the weapons loading on in Marsh with...
Yeah, Foil Squeezer. He's a big believer in this weapon. Marsh, of course, a noted H3 and L3 player, so goodness, that's about the 5th time that's happened. But a noted H3 player who is not afraid to play weapons that are very difficult to aim. Has always been a fan of those, but it's good. It's good here. It's got a great bomb. Of course, it has bubbles. One of the easiest ways to push down through here if you are not using a 10th umbrella is indeed with those bubbles, so they're going to be using that now. Otherwise, pretty conventional picks for them here. This is certainly a match or a comp that you would expect to see in an actual game. So we'll see here if it does pay off.
Nezzy in the middle with a football, but a nasty, gnarly little Suki is going to come in and unfortunately not get what they wanted. Football here to the middle of the map to really rest and wait for the rest of the teammates to provide the support they need to get into the thick of it. And that's exactly, you know, great call on their part. Nezzy now able to lead the charge of this inkjet and make sure they get this football where it exactly needs to be. Unfortunately,
They're going to pull this. Oh, so, okay, I'll tell you what I thought they were going to try to set up there. I thought that they were going to use Nezzy's inkjet there
No, yeah,
to push
exactly.
everybody back, and then as they do that, they sneak a baller around or someone that Nezzy is going to immediately be able to jump to once he lands. I think that that may have actually been what they were going for there, but credit Dredgelords not falling for the bait. And playing a pretty remarkable defense here. That was 2 power clams and 4 people up, and it's now more of a neutral situation.
Don't speak too soon
yeah,
here.
I shouldn't have said.
Well, Bob's coming in. Oh, Justin.
How?
I don't know how he had the time to do that, but we have Squip here in the middle, up at the front. Can they keep this to the 80-point marker? That's important in and of itself and really sets a tone for maybe the rest of the game, but Nezzy's still somehow alive and maybe undetected here, even after getting a splat, having to walk on by and finally recognize, dang, they got me. But
Ah, shucks.
middle of the map. Does have enough for a clam, but will it be followed up with the support of his teammates? Not quite yet. He does recognize that, so let's try to fall back on this. Squip here in the back corner. They were able to... Oh, wait. Did they really just... Oh, my goodness. They did the classical jump over to the side.
You can see Marth's... You can see his ink path right there. Earlier, right before the set, I said that sometimes some subterfuge, a little subversion can get you through there if you go down the bottom and you jump somebody through. That's exactly what they did right there, and they were not ready for it.
Blues Crews in a pretty dominating position here. 20-point penalty isn't too much to be concerned about, especially with the momentum of how this game has gone. But that's 4 up for Dredgelords, 2 up for Blues Crews, and now having a bit of space to move into and wiggle into, but unfortunately there's going to be 2 members going down before Meep is able to level that playing field at 2 members apiece towards the center of the map. But of course, I don't think you'll want to be pushing too far in without, again, support from their teammates. And that's
Did
exactly
he just
where
flank the same way twice in a row?
Yep.
Sometimes it just works. I mean, it's what we said earlier. Like, if you will flank until given a reason not to, right?
Yeah.
If it worked last time, sometimes it'll work again. And now we're going to see a jump in, and it looks like they are going to score. And protecting that jump very well is that baller. Will they be able to follow it up, though? Umbre is going to be warding them off here, and the last one alive is going to be Tsuki here, so this will be the end of this push. And I'm a little bit surprised that Tsuki didn't jump out there.
I am too, and you know, maybe if there was another world and that was another weapon, they would have been able to start something there with some deadly accurate shots, but unfortunately not going to be enough this time around. 1 minute left to go in this one. Blues Krews, can they keep it up and keep the offensive swinging, or are we going to see something and a change of momentum coming here from Tsuki, looking to change these things up here? So far, only evidence of the former. Dazzle goes in with that tri-slosher, arching their shots over. Not able to quite find Meep, and Meep still in their pursuit of protecting PK on the left side of the middle here so far. Gets a couple shots in towards A. Clam, not quite enough. They do get, importantly enough though, Clams and control the space in front of them, but going down just like that, Dazzle's going to be able to reel this one back for his team.
Ruthless. They just don't miss a ton of shots here, right? It's just very quick. A lot of the plans that are in Splatoon, when you're making a push or when you're moving around, they are based on not only the kill happening, but the kill happening quick. It's a game of timing, so it's very important that you get those going the way that you want. This should be a great baller here. It blew up a little early, and gets the double. I think could have maybe gone a little bit more their way, and they're actually going to drop a bunch of clams here in the middle. That's going to be a power clam that they're going to have to hold on to, and Squip going to go try to make something happen there. Maybe should have waited for the teammates to come through. That is going to be their last resource left on the map. PK going to try to grab it and keep it alive. That is going to go, and so too will our game 4. Blues Krews up 3-1 now as we move into what could potentially be the final game of our grand finals.
Game 5 coming up. Dredgelords still smiles on their faces, looking to get back in the set somehow, but the results are somewhat hard to look past. Dazzle showing up and leading the pack with 16 splats on the board, and a job well done, and a tip-tat off to the side over there. 9, are we going to see a game 6?
Slimy says yes, so I'm inclined to say yes as well. This is going to be Splat Zones. It's going to be on a map that I think is very easy to play Splat Zones on, that being the Reef. Even though I know that it's been separated into 2, the basic premise of the map is still the same, and it can still be very easy to lock people out. So I think with the way that Blues Krews is playing right now, they do a great job of identifying the threats, and they're so good at, and this is not just a Blues Krews thing, this is good teams in general. They're so good at anticipating where the eyes of the opponent are. Flanks like the ones that Marsh did only work when you know where the attention of the opponent is focused. And I think that's even more important on something like Splat Zones, because you have to very quickly identify where they're going to be coming from. Because on a map like the Reef, we know the formula. If you get wiped, you get sent back, you all line up on one side, you build as many specials, you throw 3 specials, somewhere along the line you hope the zone gets taken, and you hope that you don't all die in the process. But that only works, again, if you can identify where the opponent is defending from, because they might just meet you with 4 specials, the whole thing becomes a wash, but they have the zone. So we're going to need to see something really different. We're going to need to see one of the members of Dredgelords play out of their mind here, win some 1v1s that maybe they conventionally shouldn't, maybe make a big play that forces that lockout situation. But something has to change. The formula has to be shifted.
And that's the thing, is we've seen the highlights, we've seen the Twitch clips, but nothing really resounding quite yet. And do I believe it's in their toolkit and their arsenal to do? Yes. To be able to put things together in a more compelling manner over the course of a 5-minute game, yes, I think they can do it, but we just haven't seen it quite yet. So, Game 5, potential last game coming here. Will we see it come out from the Dredgelords or Blues Krews? Will they be able to lock this one in? Potential last game of Dope Park on the Grass 2018. Let's hear it for these two teams as Blue Krews in the yellow, Dredgelords in the blue, looking to bring this one back. And we'll see them come on out. And Marsh, you were talking about that H3 coming out. We're seeing it nice and lively here. Nezzy and the rest of the team are going to take them and push them to the middle of the map to see what they can find.
Already crashing through there. Umbre is already looking at the pack. That's going to be in control. Nezzy's going to now move up and don't do this. Okay, I was about to say, if Nezzy pulls that, that was going to be scary. But, you know, great job by Script holding that in. This still isn't a terrible situation here. Meep should be able to ward off some people out of that zone and hitting something there. I'm assuming Not full clean shots there, but they are going to be able to take the zone back. And this is good, right? They have 3 down. The last one is going to be Marsh. Not a weapon that can really go in and try to make a play. Marsh is going to retreat back, and Squip's going to come up and get that punishment. So this is good. This is as close to a lockout as they've had all set.
Yeah. This is brilliant with that in and of itself. But again, it's not just about the moment they can pull off, maybe something that is great for them, but what about the moments after that? Suki looking to make those moments a positive one. Sees the wall, decides maybe not to go for it, instead for the opponent to the right of them. Does get a hit marker, but gets the jet off just in time to be able to avoid that splashdown and helps their teammate get rid of some fire in front of them.
Oh, and Meep just, okay, the bomb's going to take it there from Dazzle, but I was about to say Meep just saved that landing jump, was not to be, and Dazzle's going to wait right here, allow somebody else to come up and pressure that bridge, because the opponent, again, knows that the pressure is coming from this way, so they don't expect it coming from the bridge as much. They haven't been able to capture this zone yet. I'm not even sure if they know. They should be stacking some points up right now. Yeah, but they're not going to. I feel like they just left about 20 points on the table there.
Yeah, no, they really did. That was just not getting free. It was like free money being offered, and he decided, no, I'd rather just go get a lottery ticket. I don't know.
We'll go ahead and see those bubbles come out to the middle of the map, and Squip looking to maybe at least put out a couple more bubbles, but unfortunately will get pushed up on. Can they fight that 1v2 back with some fire? And yes, that answer is Dredgelords will come out on top and maybe get control of the zone just before the penalty stack. Yup, that's going to be it. And the lead still in retention of Dredgelords here. Krews is now, I feel like for the first time, struggling to find the answers they really want and take this game.
They are, and that's another 3-down situation, and that was clean. The last one going to be Nezzy waiting up here, and Nezzy now in a really rough spot too. Trying to inkjet out, goodness. And Suki getting a double out of that situation. That's going to be the end of that penalty, and Pika going to be able to pressure here if he chooses to move up with that. I guess not. I was about to say could have moved up there with that Stingray. Use that to, again, get some extra pressure up there, but they are opting right now to try to play it as safe as they can. You can see right there all the threats coming from the left side. That's 2 specials, almost 3 specials coming down.
That's 2 down, and that's going to be them in control, but
no.
They do. That's.
Oh, okay. They needed that bubble popped. And now it's a lockout situation coming the other way. Can they break back?
This is the important part. This might be the turning point in the match. If Dredgelords is able to defend this, it feels really that like they will be able to keep this one until the end of the game. But Krews letting it be known that they are certainly not hoping for that. 20-point penalty is the status of things right now, and Krews is in a position to wrap this one up. Penalty winding down. This is the push that matters. Dredgelord coming in from the left side of the map with 2 players, and the rest distributed across the middle and the right. Krews waiting for their time, starting for their time to explode. Does it come here? Does it come here? Yeah, it gets there. Squip goes down in the 1v1. There's a Stingray on the other side of the map and a bubble to maybe help this push. The penalty here is so important, but they weren't able to. That might have been a flank coming in from Dazzle, and yes, that could have been it. That's the 20-point marker. This might be the grand finals coming up if Krews is able to not only get past that point marker set by Dredgelords, but wrap this one up. Wait, who is down there below Squip? What are you doing? Gets controlled by themselves.
I think the whole crowd said the same thing at the exact same time. Wait a minute, who took that? Who took that? Who did that? And Squip had just gone down on that side of the map, so I don't think they expected Squip to go on the same solo mission twice, but that's penalty points. They are still out here and still fighting, and Umbre is still scooting through.
Might make SportsCenter's top 10 of the week if they're able to keep this one up. Suki with the inkjet, unfortunately missing.
Hey!
There we go. Gets on the march at least, who might have been playing with a bit too much fire for their own good, but does get the penalty on. Will they be able to at least wrap those penalty points up? No, not just quite yet, but they will be able to win the 1v1, dare I say 2v1 in the middle with 7 seconds left to go. They need to get in now. Suki does get in one splat. Can't go in due to the splat bomb, though. Only 4 points left. I think we have our grand finals champions here. Krews getting to game 4 after dropping what was an exhilarating game 1, surely. Wrapping things up here, coming in from the winner's side, and what looked like Dredgelords maybe coming back into the last second didn't quite happen towards the end there. Dazzle and Umbre popping off at the head of it, as well as Suki there with a 17 KA to wrap up that game.